All right. What's going on? What's good people, man? It's the feature presentation. I'm Quasi. This is my man Joey Franchise in here. We're gonna do some movie talk this week. My man Sus is out, but he will definitely be back. You know, this is where we talk about all the movies, trailers, TV talk, all that good stuff. We got a lot on tap today. Talking some WandaVision, some Justice League, some Spider-Man 3, possibly Matrix 4. So let me get it popping off. Let me say what's up to Joey, of course, first. What's good, my man?
What's going on, brother? Good to see you again, man.
Yeah, good to be seen. How you feeling?
Oh, man, always good. Just trying to deal with the hecticness that's going on out here for Super Bowl week.
Yeah, crazy. You out there in Tampa Bay doing your thing, right?
Oh, man, dog. Streets is already flooded. They're literally parading the streets as if the Bucks already won out here in Tampa.
So. I'm saying, yo, the block is hot. Yo, does everyone have a Brady jersey or what?
Dog, Brady jerseys. I see cats reselling Brady jerseys like, they're like rare sneakers. So
that's crazy.
It's crazy. Like they got a little Super Bowl patch on them. So everybody's kind of trying to cop as many just so they can flip them. So
in the words of Sus One, this weekend's about to be a movie out there. All right. So let's talk about WandaVision. Episode 4 came out last week, which I think kind of broke the boundaries for people that really thought they were having a tough time following along. This is where the story kind of really breaks out and you kind of go, oh, that's what's going on. And we kind of told you, yo, stick with it because this show is not trash, right? What do you think, Joey?
No, you hit around the nose. Like, we said last episode, this is not a trash show. This is something you need to really focus on and really pay attention to all these minor details that were in the previous 3 episodes, because this 4th one really broke it down and we got a different perspective from 2 different angles. So we got the another Endgame perspective, in Spider-Man Far From Home, we saw when everybody got snapped back from Hulk, the kids landed in the gym, just reappeared. And now you got to see Monica Rambeau being who she was actually snapped and she disappeared and then comes back and you see the chaos of like everybody just kind of reappearing in the hospital. And just knowing that her mom, was responsible for creating S.W.O.R.D., which was,
right?
It was mind blowing. Like it was really dope.
Really dope revelations in this. And this is, like I said, back to my thought before, like I keep telling people roll with this, and they show you basically how Wanda's living in this sitcom world. She created this world. It's like, what is it, Westville or whatever?
Westview,
and there's a little part where the agents are on the outside of it. They're like, what's up with Westville? And the cop is like, there is no Westville. It's like, well, where are you guys from? We're from Eastville. It's like, so she created this whole thing to herself, basically to cope, like we said before, with Vision's death. And this is how she's doing it. And I was glad we got to see the part where she kicks Monica Rambeau out of the out of the atmosphere, whatever, out of that barrier part. I thought that was cool, where she finally got to use her powers. And we're seeing even in the previews that she's going to start doing more of Scarlet Witch type stuff. So people that are looking for where's the hero stuff, it's coming, guys. You just had to have a little slow burn up to this point, because they're telling a story here that's gonna, at the end game, pun intended, is going to be big, where hopefully that's where they introduce mutants into the Marvel universe, I think. What do you think, Joey?
For sure. I think we're on that same path. I think this thing is going to unfold something crazy. And where I kind of felt like I saw this episode, maybe that I was trying to kind of trying to put together in the 3rd episode, was that I know when, Monica Rambeau says, it's all Wanda. Yeah. I'm kind of thinking, yeah, it is. But I think somebody has control over her. She's like, somebody's with her in this whole process, helping her use her magic in this way. Somebody's like got her on like some type of hypnosis or something like that. And I'm feeling that because, you're watching from, some of these, like the supporting cast members, like Darcy from the Thor movies. She's kind of like analyzing a bunch of this stuff and seeing this anomaly that they're in, and seeing that, and even Jimmy Woo, who's also an amazing supporting cast from the Ant-Man movie. It's kind of seeing what we're seeing.
It's cool because they have that whole Truman Show kind of look, where they're looking inside the reality and seeing what's going on. It's playing like a sitcom, and the agents are like, what's going on? There's a sitcom with the Avengers? What is this? It's like, this is the world she created. So it's so dope, man. I think like the writing's been on point, and people that know it's coming, for the real true fans like us, it's like super, like we're geeked out. But people, I think, now that have been kind of like confused, now is like your aha moment, I think, and it's gonna really just move like 20 steps ahead from here. That's my feeling on it.
And I think it's dope that, these guys, from Sword that are watching like how we're watching it are just as confused or just as curious as we are on like what's gonna happen next. They're like just as invested as we are.
They represent the audience basically.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly. So let me move on. We got some news about Justice League. The news Snyder cut. Hello.
I like the shirt, man. I was about to ask you where'd you get the shirt.
What's up? What's up? I actually got this online. Zack Snyder sells these, so I'll send you the link, bro.
Yeah, send it.
I got this a couple months back, in anticipation when he first announced his cut coming out. So that's coming out March 18th, I believe, HBO Max. But Jared Leto was recently talking about in an interview that he's going to be part of the movie. He makes a little cameo in there. Actually, Zack Snyder confirmed that first, or said it first in a tweet, and then Jared Leto talked about it in an interview. So want to know what you think about that, Joey?
That's cool, man. I really think we should have got more of Jared Leto's Joker in Suicide Squad, but a lot of those scenes were cut out when he expressed how upset he was about it. I mean, I doubt we're gonna see as much range, but we'll definitely see the kind of the continuity or the connection between Jared Leto's Joker and this Justice League, DCEU. So I'm excited. There was actually a first look I posted on my Twitter at Joey Franchise of like a first look at what Jared Leto looks like in his Joker, and it's not the same Joker you see in Suicide Squad.
I was gonna say it looks different, right?
Yeah.
It's like a weird kind of look. I love the fact that he's coming back. I appreciated what he tried to do. I know everybody's going to always compare everyone to Heath Ledger. That's an iconic Joker. Obviously, with Joaquin Phoenix is very different, but this more gangster style Joker, I think, really fits more into Zack Snyder's world. It's going to be a little more dark and heavy and
modern.
And I just love to see, I just love to see him kind of spread his acting wings, because the dude is crazy. He's a remarkable actor. In fact, this new movie, The Little Things, that I think he just did, where he's a serial killer, they're telling me it's crazy.
I saw it this weekend, and he plays a really good crazy person.
All right. I'm hyped to see it, because we already know his acting talent. It's like, and we already know a lot got left on the cutting room floor from Suicide Squad. Everyone said, do we eventually get the Ayers cut? We're hoping to see more of those scenes, but this should at least, kind of get our curiosity kind of like down a bit after we see the Snyder version and see what else Jared Leto has to put on the plate. So
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
I hope they touch upon, him murdering Robin, or like maybe the theory that I've had a long time is that he is Robin, just the Jason Todd version that gets corrupted by Joker and just kind of.
Oh, that could be different.
Yeah,
there's so many angles they could go with this.
Remember, in Arkham Knight, when Joker tortured him, and next thing you know, he ended up being bad.
Yeah.
I'm curious
I mean, there's a lot of ways it could go. I'm just glad that they're going to bring him in there, and I think he deserves to have a little more shine, because I think what people saw in Suicide Squad is not representative of the whole.
Oh, hell no.
People are like, it was trash. Like, nah, dude, Jared Leto is dope. It's like he just didn't get his whole vision out because they cut the movie down.
It's too much. It's an ensemble cast. Those things are always hard, especially with an actor his caliber who's got awards.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, we know Zack Snyder's about to put out a super masterpiece. HBO Max comes out on the 18th. Everybody's can't wait. We're almost like a month away from that. A lot of cool stuff. So speaking of stuff we're expecting, Spider-Man 3. I know you're a big Spider-Man guy. So Zendaya was talking about that aliens could be in this new one, but basically she was saying something like things go really fast and we have a lot coming. It's almost like we're running from aliens in this. So people are kind of speculating, like, is she teasing more Skrulls in this? Because we know the Skrulls are the guys that have been in Captain Marvel and have been seen in Guardians of the Galaxy and all this. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's interesting. It's gonna be that's interesting. And it's crazy because some of these actors, that are in these movies, they gotta really watch what they say, because fans like us really dissect every little detail.
The fans get deep, yo.
Yeah, it gets real. Man, the aliens thing, that's interesting. Because I'm trying to piece together, like you said, Skrulls. You got to think about Secret Invasion coming into play, because that's a Disney Plus series that's gonna come in the next year. This is I don't know. This is wild. I don't know what to think. I think it is the time travel thing, and I think they feel like they're running from aliens because maybe they feel like the these other universes crossing into Spider-Man's world are gonna,
Yeah, I was about to say, I know that they're definitely going to tap into the multiverse, right? Because they're already talking about, like having Jamie Foxx is going to be in as Electro, probably what's his face, Molina, that played Doc Ock, right? So, and then possibly Andrew Garfield making us different Spider-Man versions. It's almost like this would be the MCU's version of Flashpoint from DCU, kind of
for real. That's
kind of deal. Yeah. Right. And then I think Benedict Cumberbatch, who played Doctor Strange, is supposed to be in there, also making a cameo. And of course, J.K. Simmons, who was already in the last one, as J. Jonah Jameson. So this could really be, I've been enjoying the new Spider-Man iterations in the MCU. And I love that their merger with Sony has allowed them to kind of sprinkle some of the other characters in. I think this could really be dope. So
no, this definitely has potential to probably be the best Spider-Man movie ever. Because I think for me, it's always been the Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock. Yeah. So that's always forever be a classic one to me, and the best one in the franchise, hands down. But yeah, this has the potential to do it, man. I think they've really been tight. They've been really tight-lipped about it. And I heard that Tom Holland sometime this week is going to be doing. I think tomorrow is doing like kind of a breakdown. I don't know if it's more like. I don't know if he's gonna really share a trailer for it or anything like that, but I think he's doing a panel or something. He's doing some interview.
Okay, there must be a panel because I think I know they're still filming because Zendaya was saying they're still filming. Obviously, everything with COVID, everything's been pushed back. But that would be dope. I'm gonna definitely check it out. And Tom Holland is known for dropping spoilers, so it's like the MCU loves Tom Holland.
On him.
Right, because they're always like, yo, put a piece of tape on his mouth. Do not talk.
The Marvel snipers are in the cut.
Yo, and there was a quick, I don't know if this is true or not, or had you heard that Charlie Cox, who played Daredevil in the Netflix series, might be in this, right?
I heard that too. It might be his lawyer or something like that, trying to clear his name.
That would be dope. Really quickly, before we move to the next topic, I loved the Daredevil series on Netflix.
No, it was epic. And it's crazy because I wasn't too sold on Charlie Cox, but I guess the minute I ran through the first season, second season was dope. And I'm like, yeah, this guy's. He sold me on
third season really was brought it home. Yo, out of all those series on Netflix, I fucked with Daredevil the most. That was I can't wait till the new season of Daredevil. So I'm really excited that he could possibly be in this. It's what they've got brewing to me. This, like you're saying, this could be the best Spider-Man because I feel the same way. Spider-Man 2 is the pinnacle, and the other ones kind of fall where they fall. Yeah, but this could be. I think you're right. So let's talk Matrix, the new one, Resurrection. It's supposed to be coming out this year, HBO Max also. Are you a big Matrix fan?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty cool on the Matrix. I think I was just actually watching it because my girl was never really she never grasped the Matrix and how it worked. Right. So we were just kind of rewatching the first one and stuff. So
now, are you like me, where the first one's the shit, and then the second one's all right, and then the third one's all right, dude. So Reloaded to Revolutions, right? Was they lost me on the third one, but
no, it definitely lost. The second one, I was like, all right, and then I think they just kind of they kind of dove off the deep end on the last one, and it just sucked that they had to kill old girl
Right.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: it's reported that obviously Keanu Reeves is back, Carrie-Anne Moss is back, so Neo and Trinity are back. I don't know about Lawrence Fishburne, but they're saying that those two characters are back. Obviously, it's called Matrix Resurrection, and the whole thing tied up. At the end of 3, they basically restarted the Matrix, so I could see how that would work. I just hope that they're not just kind of gonna retell a story again, and I hope there's a fresh new way the Wachowskis can kind of bring new life to the series, because the first one is amazing. I can rewatch the first Matrix any time of the day. Yo, you want to watch Matrix? Yeah, I'm in. Dope, cool.
Maybe it could be it could be a fan service to the tank that the third one was for the fans at least. Not box office wise, but. Just kind of, bringing back these characters that we, love throughout, the first couple movies, and you kill them off in the third one. So let's create that, let's re-energize the franchise, create a dope new story, give us a dope new look, and Neo can pretty much do anything. He's the one. So you know, let's do something right by the franchise, and hopefully they can cook up a whole nother, you know, trilogy of Matrix movies that are solid.
I hope so, man. At least let this next one be solid and really good, because I think 3 let the fans down a little bit. And dude, 2003, so it's been almost 18 years since the last ones. It's been a minute. We know everybody's older. Keanu Reeves was great though, because he's been doing John Wick, so we know he's cool.
Oh yeah,
Carrie Ann Moss, she's been in a few shows I've seen, so they both look cool. I hope they bring Lawrence Fishburne back. I'll give it a shot. I'm just, you know, it's like
no fact. It's definitely something to watch. There's a lot of good. I think HBO Max and just Warner in general has a lot of good things on their plate this year. So,
yo, HBO Max is
them, yeah, with them streaming the same day as you know, theater releases,
it's
genius.
insane.
Great like, fan service. That's good. They're gonna get a hell of a lot of subscriptions and streams through, you know, through especially during this time.
Dude, at this point, Justice League already was like, yo, take my money. Here you go.
I would have got a subscription just for that if I didn't have it already. If I didn't have HBO Max already.
Exactly. All right, so let's talk a little Coming to America 2.
Yeah.
That's coming out soon. Eddie's back. Arsenio Hall is back. James Earl Jones is back. So what are your feelings? Akeem is going back to New York. Supposedly the plot has him involved with, like, he has a son he didn't know about, and he's got an heir to the throne, so he's going back to America. So what are your thoughts on that?
That's wild. Like, I mean, I had a feeling, I was actually talking to Rotimi a while back, and he's actually featured in the movie, so he was kind of giving little bits of details to the movie, nothing too spoilery. We talked a few months back during COVID, like the early stages of COVID. So I mean, I'm trying to think, because you watch the first movies and it's like Akeem was just so sold on finding the one. He wasn't really trying to.
Yeah, he wasn't doing his thing on the side, right?
I didn't see his, like, you know, I didn't see his like fuckboy side at all. So like,
if anything, that was Arsenio, because Arsenio was on, like, he was the mad pussy hunt. He's like, yo, where the babes at?
Yeah, he was ready to go, man. He was like looking at this dude while like, yo, what the fuck, man? You got all these bad bitches like,
yeah, right. So, but maybe that's how they do it. Where it's like maybe one night he was just so crying about Lisa, he got a little extra drunk or something, and had a little chick on the side.
That might have happened. Actually, that might be the wave as far as them telling that story where he was just like, fuck it at that point, and he's just like, Lisa ain't want me. I'm gonna go, you know, talk to this other joint.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing. I like the fact that they're bringing a lot of the main characters back. Wesley Snipes is in it. Also, let's see, who else did I see on this list? John Amos is coming back. That's dope. So most of the main cast is back. I know Eddie's doing his whole spiel with the barbershop again and all the characters he does like he usually does. I guess my only concern is, like, I don't want to see them do all the old tropes again. It's like making old jokes new, and then they're not as funny, because we kind of see it before. So I'm a little worried about that, because in the trailers, that's kind of looks like what they're doing. So I don't know if you got that vibe too, but I was just like, okay, this looks cool, but it's like, if it's the same old jokes, I can't laugh the same way I did when I was a kid at that shit, you know?
No, you're right. And I feel like we got that, like, the minute the trailer started. They were kind of like, oh, it's Mufasa. Hey, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, all right, cool. Like, I mean, the second one was, and then, you know, you had the funny, like, oh, you're 30 years old and you ain't paying child support and you came back? What are you doing?
Yo, you can't pull the soul glow joke again twice, right? You know, you can't, lightning does not strike in the same place twice. So I'm hoping that Eddie's got some super surprises in this one that we're not going to be expecting, and it's not just like a nostalgia run. I'm going to see it either way. I think it's going to be good. Yeah. But I don't have a ton of expectations for it. I'm just going to kind of be right here. And we'll wait for that. I know that one's coming on Amazon Prime, I believe. So we're going to look out for that one also this year, I believe. And then last thing I wanted to talk to you about today was Falcon and how you feel about Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is starting in March, right after WandaVision on Disney+. That's a series that obviously follows the MCU. Obviously, Winter Soldier and Falcon after Captain America retires, and they've shown a promo or a trailer for the first for the series, and then they recently, I think a couple days ago, showed a trailer for like the first episode, which is still pieces of the trailer that they already showed, but it just gives you a little more meat to it. So I just want to know what your thoughts were on that. Are you excited? How you feeling?
It's good. You know, I was never really like the biggest fan of like Falcon or even the Captain America. Well, the Winter Soldier movie was really good, but I've always never been a fan of like the Captain America movies. Like
Okay, really,
I know I had to watch them because you
really.
know it's all continuity.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not like I hated them. It's just like my least like. I felt
No,
like
you didn't. Yo, wait, hold on. I got that. So you didn't fuck with Winter Soldier when it first
no,
came out?
Winter Soldier was hard. Don't get it
Okay.
twisted. It's just like character wise, I've never looked to be like, oh, like you know, like Captain America was never like
He was never your favorite.
He was never like my favorite. I know.
So you're more like what, Team Iron Man?
I was I was more Iron Man than I was Cap. So yeah, like I know Sus is gonna hate me, but it's like the same thing with Superman. Like more Batman than Superman.
Okay.
So it's kind of that thing. Like I would never not watch a Superman movie or a Captain America movie. Like you want to kind of you rock with it. Like I love the culture. You know, I'm a rock with it. So I'm glad they're telling this story because the way I'm hearing about how it's gonna get written is that Thunderbolt Ross is actually gonna get involved and I think is gonna lead up to Thunderbolt stuff. So Falcon and Winter Soldier is gonna be just them, and apparently like there's just like this terrorist threat. I forgot who it is. It's from the comics though. It's from one of the Captain America arcs.
They showed in the preview, they've already spoiled it, that the guy that played Zemo in Civil War is in it.
Yeah.
So I know he's gonna be a part, Daniel Bruhl or whatever. So he played Zemo in Civil War, which was in 2016 when they first introduced Black Panther, as a matter of fact.
Right.
So I think he plays a part, and back to your point, so that he'll have something to do with who the real villain is or whatever. And then supposedly Don Cheadle's going to be in this as War Machine, or at least do a cameo. So a lot of, like, if people are familiar with the Captain America side of the movies in the MCU, it's more like you're saying the spy thriller kind of kind of stories, because it's a little more grounded. Cap was, you know, he was a soldier and all this, and does a lot of covert stuff for the government. So I think it follows on that theme, which is going to be cool. I've always loved the Captain America, except for the first Avenger, wasn't my favorite. But Winter Soldier, Civil War, I was in for the Cap movies because to your point, he was never my favorite Avenger, but I like the Captain America is just like that dude. You know what I mean?
His hand-to-hand combat was serious.
Crazy.
So, but in for this one, it's going to be interesting because I feel like the government, or you know, maybe like a Thunderbolt Ross, is going to take away the mantle from Falcon that was given to him, you know, from
when he got the shield.
Yeah.
Yo, why you mention it, not to cut you off, but it's interesting, in the previews, I did not see him one time have the actual shield on. So that's going to be interesting.
You saw that Captain America walking through the football field, right? That's the one that the government has donned as the new.
Okay, see, I might have missed that.
So there's like some weird kind of Hydra type vibe. I'm getting Hydra energy in the series.
Okay, yeah, and that would make sense if they bring that back and have that whole thing come back, because you know they kind of disbanded Hydra in the MCU. But yeah, this could be the way they get back into that. I'm with you. I'm in at this point. The MCU to me almost can do no wrong, with the exception of, I was already in after Endgame. Is like, all right, dude, like, come on, man, just take my money here, whatever. So, I mean, any final thoughts? I mean, we're gonna kind of wrap it up here. There's a couple other things we could talk about, but I'm gonna leave it for next week when Sus is back, because I know he wanted to. Oh, before we go, well, let me get your final thoughts, and then I'll talk a little bit before.
Yeah. I'm pretty much sold on it. I'm ready to go, and I love just how it's gonna roll right into WandaVision. Curious to see how it's gonna, if it will tie in, because WandaVision is supposed to tie into Doctor Strange 2 and Spiderman, whatever the third one's gonna be called. But it's gonna be interesting what Falcon and Winter Soldier is gonna lead into. I personally think it'll probably lead into Shang-Chi.
Yes, yeah. I'm with you on that.
Because I think in the trailer, I think they're like in the same area, like I want to say in Hong Kong, where Hawkeye was when he was doing his Ronin thing.
When he was going crazy, yeah. He was in Japan, and he fought. Yes. You got a great point. So I think you're probably right on that connection. There's a lot of little nuggets that they're sprinkling in for us.
I'm glad too. Like, you know, I mean, it's like every Friday there's something to look forward to.
I love it, bro. I love it.
There's gonna be Marvel content every week for the entire year.
keep the quarantine depression down, right? So last thing I just want to talk about, we won't talk about any more movies today because I want to leave it to for when Sus comes back. I definitely had to give a little bit of a shout out, a little bit of love. R.I.P. Dustin Diamond, aka Screech, who just passed away. That was like super sad. I'm sure part of your childhood, just like mine, Saved by the Bell. Man. It's like one of those shows where even if you thought it was corny, we all watched them. We, for whatever reason, and Screech was just that dude that was the comic relief, and you know he was the nerd that we all loved to hate and liked him. He was just a cool dude. I mean, I know there was some controversy later on. He did the tell-all book and stuff that got the cast really tight about him and everything. But it's like he was trying to make it as a comic, and there are opportunities that come up that are good and some that are bad. So maybe, and he even said later the book wasn't such a good thing. But you know, when you're trying to pay the bills and you got, hey, we'll give you this much for a book, like you're gonna be like, nah, I'm good. Especially if you're struggling.
Yeah, I always thought it was kind of hard for like actors, like for some actors that, you know, were, you know, 90s icons who really, you know, kind of stole the show whenever they stepped on screen. And I feel like Screech did that. He brought a lot of comic relief to maybe serious issues, you know, serious moments in the series. And he was just always fun to watch, you know, being a kid who was, you know, scared to kind of be geeky, and you're watching all the, you know, this guy be a geek and be himself, and, you know, really allow myself to kind of embrace, you know, that nerd side of me, you know, when it comes to talking about stuff like this. So, you know, R.I.P. Screech, and it's just sad to see that happen to him. I feel like he's had a, you know, pretty up and down career after the show. So it just sucks that, you know, we thought we left a lot of, you know, bad shit in 2020, and then, you know, something like that you grew up watching passes away in this fashion, man. Fuck cancer.
Yeah, man. He was only 44. Found out he had like stage 4 cancer. So yeah, really sad. And I know he was doing his best to make reparations with the cast. And I know a lot of the cast put out, you know, like tweets like, we're so sorry for the family and everything. So I know the sentiments there. They definitely lost, you know, a comrade in arms and all that. So our thoughts and prayers go out. We just had to mention that because, you know, we do some TV talk here too on Feature Presentation.
Have you watched the new Saved by the Bell, by the way?
Oh yeah, the reunion tour is coming. I have not actually watched any of. Have you?
I caught one episode. I just got Peacock, so I caught one episode. It was pretty.
Was it cool?
It was cool. You know, you know, it takes some getting used to, but it's so weird. Like Zach's like he's like a politician now, and
right.
So crazy.
And it was like, is Kelly still doing like Tiffany Thiessen? And she still looks good though.
So wow. But, you know, it looks. I gotta check it out. It's shot really well too. So I gotta. I'm gonna try
that was kind of a little controversial also because I saw the special where like the whole thing with them doing the reunion, but they left out Screech and then they left out Lisa, you know, Lark Voorhees, who played Lisa. And then they're saying now that they're going to try to include her, but she was kind of feeling a certain way about it or whatever. So I don't even know behind the scenes, but, you know, RIP to Screech for sure. So yeah, we're going to close it out. It's the Feature Presentation where movies and music meet. Of course, I'm Quasi, and you can get at me on my social media at QuasiQuaz, my man Joey Franchise. Where can they check you at, my bro?
Hit me up, man, on the gram and Twitter at Joey Franchise with a Z.
Yeah, that's what's up. And then, of course, we'll be right back here next week with Sus will be back. And then we'll definitely be talking more movies, more trailers, a lot of things that I know Sus wants to talk about. I think we're going to talk about that Mortal Kombat.
I can't wait. I hope we get a trailer.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipe, guys. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.